Stop chasing money. Become money. For most of human history, people have run after something that has always lived inside them. They beg banks for loans, hunt jobs they hate, scroll endlessly for side hustles, buy lottery tickets, follow gurus who promise 7 figures in 7 days, while the single richest substance in the entire universe sits quietly behind their eyes, their own mind. Socrate's mind understood this 2,500 years before the first self-help book was ever printed. Money is not paper. Money is not gold in a vault. Money is crystallized attention, organized energy, and applied consciousness. The instant you realize you are the source and not the beggar, the entire game flips. Socrates never wrote one word about getting rich, yet he was one of the wealthiest human beings who ever walked the streets of Athens. He owned no house, no land, no ships, no slaves, nothing. Kings invited him to dinner. Generals sought his counsel. The richest merchants in Greece offered bags of gold just to sit near him and listen. He turned everything down.
Why?
Because he had already become the very thing they were trying to purchase with their money. Absolute, unshakable certainty, diamond-clear perception, a magnetic presence that made people feel more alive the moment they entered his radius. That is the original, primal form of wealth. When you become money, you no longer have to look for it. Money starts looking for you. First law of Socrate's mind. Know thyself. Not as a nice poster quote, not as spiritual fluff, but as the most lethal financial weapon ever forged. The person who does not know himself will always be a slave. Slave to someone else's opinion, slave to someone else's price tag, slave to someone else's permission slip. The person who truly knows himself becomes the one who sets the price. The marketplace turns from master into mirror. Treat your own mind like Socrates treated every citizen in the agora.
Stop them.
Interrogate them. Ask without mercy, is this belief truly mine, or was it implanted by advertising, parents, social media, fear? Is this desire coming from my soul, or was it manufactured by someone who wants my wallet? Is this fear protecting me, or is it the prison guard keeping me small and obedient? Every unexamined belief is a hidden tax. Every unanswered question is a leak in your wealth container. Plug every leak and watch the container overflow by itself. Socrate's mind never advertised for students. He never made a sales funnel. He never posted DM for coaching rates. Students hunted him down, begged him, bribed the guards to let them into his prison cell the night before his execution.
Why?
Because he radiated certainty, the way the sun radiates light. Certainty is the rarest and most valuable currency on planet Earth. 99% of humanity is bankrupt of it. When you walk into a room carrying real certainty, people feel it in their bones. They will cross oceans, empty bank accounts, and rearrange their calendars just to stand near the warmth of it. They are not paying for your product, your service, your course. They are paying for the feeling of certainty they experience in your presence. Become the person who cannot be bought at any price, and suddenly everyone wants to buy you. Second law. Speak only what you know to be true. Lies are the most expensive luxury item in existence. Every exaggeration you let slip costs compound interest for decades. Every fake smile, every inflated claim, every "I'm fine" when you're dying inside is a silent tax on your future wealth. The marketplace has an infallible nose for inauthenticity. It smells it the way dogs smell fear. Socrate's mind spoke with such surgical cleanliness that even the men who sentenced him to death trusted his word. That level of trust is priceless in a world drowning in noise and deception. One single honest sentence from a man who has examined himself is worth more than 1,000 slick marketing funnels from someone who has never looked in the mirror. Stop performing richness. Stop flexing rented Lamborghinis. Stop faking busy. Become rich in character first, and material richness follows like a shadow follows the body at noon, automatically, effortlessly, undeniably. When you embody these two laws, know thyself plus speak only truth, something alchemical happens. You stop needing external validation, external capital, external permission. You become the source. And sources never chase. Rivers never chase the ocean. The ocean comes to them, become money. The rest is just logistics. Most fortunes are invisible until the day they suddenly become visible. Socrate mind walked the dusty streets of Athens barefoot, wrapped in the same ragged cloak year after year until it literally disintegrated, eating only when someone invited him to dinner. Yet he was richer than Croesus, richer than any merchant prince who owned fleets of ships and palaces of marble. How is that possible? Because his wealth was never in things. His wealth was in the quality, depth, and sovereignty of his attention. Attention is the original capital. Where your attention goes, energy flows, reality grows, and results eventually show. Modern humans treat attention like the cheapest commodity on earth. They scatter it the way drunken gamblers throw coins across a casino table. Notifications, endless scrolling, manufactured outrage, 24-hour news cycles, comparison traps, pornography, fear, envy, dopamine hits disguised as productivity. Every single ping, every buzz, every urgent read is a professional pickpocket stealing minutes that compound into millions. A minute wasted today is not just 60 seconds. It is the future empire that minute could have built if it had been invested instead of spent. Socrate mind trained one skill above all others, the ability to direct his attention at will and hold it steady, like a lion holding a gazelle in its gaze, until the deepest truth revealed itself. That single discipline made him the wealthiest man in Greece, because truth is the only commodity that has never depreciated in 2,500 years of human history. Gold crashes. Real estate crashes. Crypto crashes. Truth only becomes more expensive the longer it is ignored. Practice the Socratic pause. Make it your new religion. Before you open your mouth, before you hit post, before you click buy, before you react to any stimulus at all, pause. 1 second, 2 seconds, 5 seconds. Ask the only question that matters. Do I know this to be true, or do I merely feel it to be true right now? That tiny pause is where fortunes are forged. Most people never pause. They live on autopilot, reacting like biological algorithms programmed by whoever got to their nervous system first. Their attention is auctioned off to the highest bidder every single day. They wake up poor and go to bed poorer, wondering why money never stays. Your attention is your vote for the future you actually want. Every second you give to gossip, to rage bait, to mindless consumption is a vote for a smaller, poorer, more chaotic tomorrow. Every second you give to examination, to creation, to disciplined focus is a vote for sovereignty and abundance. Vote early. Vote often. Vote wisely. Third law of Socrate mind. Die daily to the false self. Every single morning, before the world has a chance to tell you who you are, kill yesterday's version of yourself. Burn the need to impress strangers on the internet. Burn the fear of being judged by people you wouldn't ask for advice anyway. Burn the poisonous story that you need more followers, more zeros, more proof before you are allowed to give massive value. The man who dies daily to ego is reborn wealthy every sunset. Socrates walked to his execution smiling because he had already died 1,000 times to everything that was not essential. He had no reputation to defend, no image to protect, no future deals to lose. When you have nothing to lose, you become the most dangerous and the most attractive person in any room. People feel it instantly. Investors feel it. Clients feel it. Partners feel it. They can't explain it with words, but their body knows. This person is free. Free people are magnetic. Free people are trustworthy. Free people are the ones others hand money to without needing contracts, because they know the money is safer with someone who has already conquered the fear of losing it, becomes so empty of falsehood, so hollowed out by daily ego death, that the universe has no choice but to rush in and fill you with pure, unfiltered truth. And truth, my friend, always monetizes. It monetizes quietly at first, a conversation that changes someone's life, a sentence that sparks a business, a moment of clarity that births an empire. Then it monetizes loudly, checks with many zeros, invitations you never applied for, opportunities that hunt you down instead of the other way around. The marketplace is not cruel, it is exquisitely fair. It pays you exactly what your level of inner freedom is worth. Raise your freedom, and your bank account has no choice but to rise with it. Stop trying to attract money. Become the kind of person money is naturally attracted to. someone who sees clearly, someone who speaks truthfully, someone who has died to everything that is not real to do that, and money will stop being something you chase across the desert. It will become the river that follows you wherever you walk, because you will have become the source. Here is the ultimate secret of Socrate mind, the one that turns ordinary philosophers into living legends and legends into unstoppable money magnets. Live as if you are already dead. When a man truly internalizes that his time on earth is finite, something irreversible happens inside his nervous system. The petty games stop. The endless postponing stops. The negotiation with mediocrity stops. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of what will people think lose their teeth. Socrates walked to the cup of hemlock with a smile on his face, because he had already lived completely. There was nothing left unfinished, nothing unsaid, nothing ungiven. He had spent every previous day as if it were his last, so when the actual last day arrived, it was just another day. Live every single day as your last day on earth, and paradoxically, money will start treating you as if you will live forever. People who live half-dead, terrified of offending someone, terrified of looking stupid, terrified of standing out, create half-dead results. Their businesses stay small. Their income stays capped. Their influence stays local. They die with their music still inside them, and their bank accounts reflect that inner death perfectly. People who live fully, terrifyingly, gloriously alive create living fortunes. They speak when others stay silent. They ship when others polish. They give value without waiting for permission or perfect conditions. The marketplace is not cruel, it is brutally honest. It pays you exactly what your level of aliveness is worth, measured in 3 currencies: courage, clarity, and usefulness. Raise those 3, and your bank account has no choice but to rise with them. Courage is the first currency. Most people sell their courage for comfort before breakfast. They mute their truth to keep the peace. They shrink their vision to avoid criticism. They stay in jobs they hate because it's stable. Every act of cowardice is a direct withdrawal from your future wealth account. Every act of courage is a deposit with compound interest. The man who can look death, rejection, and ridicule in the eye and still move forward becomes a walking magnet for opportunity. Investors, clients, partners, they don't invest in your PowerPoint. They invest in the fire they see burning behind your eyes. Clarity is the second currency. The average person lives in a fog of half-beliefs, inherited opinions, and social scripts. They don't know why they want money, only that everyone else seems to want it. Socrate mind spent his life cutting through the fog with one question: what do I actually know to be true? Clarity is expensive because it requires you to throw away 99% of what you thought was true. But the 1% that remains is pure diamond. A man with diamond clarity makes decisions fast, speaks with authority, and radiates certainty. Certainty is catnip to money. People will pay premium prices just to be near someone who knows where he is going. Usefulness is the third currency. Socrates never sold anything, yet everyone wanted to give him everything.
Why?
Because he made people better. One conversation with him could change a life forever. Usefulness is the ultimate leverage. The more people you serve, the more money serves you. But usefulness without courage and clarity becomes people-pleasing. Usefulness backed by courage and clarity becomes empire-building. Here are the final, non-negotiable instructions from Socrate mind, the operating system that turns human beings into money magnets. Question everything you currently believe about money until only unbreakable certainty remains. Write down every belief you have about wealth, success, and deservingness. Then interrogate each one like Socrates interrogated the politicians. By what standard? Says who? Prove it. Most of your money beliefs were installed by broke people or by a system that needs you scared and compliant. Burn them. Speak only what you have examined and found to be true. One sentence of examined truth carries more weight than 1,000 hours of clever marketing. Your word becomes your bond becomes your brand becomes your bank balance. Die daily to reputation, comfort, and the need for approval. Every morning, before you check your phone, perform the ego funeral. Kill the version of you that needs likes, that fears cancellation, that plays small to stay safe. The moment you no longer care who approves of you, everyone wants to hire you, partner with you, invest in you. Give more value than you take. Always, radically, without keeping score. The marketplace is a perfect accounting system. It knows exactly how much value you have given and returns it multiplied. Most people keep score, and therefore stay poor. The man who gives 10 times more than he takes becomes the gravitational center of wealth. Remain teachable until your very last breath. The day you think you know enough is the day your fortune begins to die. Socrates at 70 was still the eternal student. Stay hungry. Stay foolish. Stay empty. Empty cups are the ones the universe loves to fill. Do these 5 things consistently, and you will never again have to look for money. Money will look for you. Clients will find you in ways Google cannot explain. Investors will chase you down. Opportunities will appear before you even ask. Doors will open before you knock, sometimes before you even know the door exists, because you will have become the rarest phenomenon on planet Earth, a human being who is fully, terrifyingly, gloriously alive while still breathing, and the world has always paid, and will always pay, an obscene premium for that. Don't look for money. Become money. Become the living embodiment of courage, clarity, and usefulness. Become Socrate mind. The journey ends exactly where it began. Inside you. Everything else, bank accounts, businesses, houses, jets, was always just details. Live as if you are already dead, and watch money crown you immortal while you still walk the earth.